We live.
We love.
You sure?
Yes.
Greetings, sports fans, motorsport lovers, and others, and welcome to
Hola, everybody.
Senor. And welcome to another episode of Dirty Sweat. It's Wednesday today, from a bit of a dim and overcast and wettish Joburg, which is not so lacquer. Gary, you've got to talk to production. And while we're talking to production,
Yes, sir.
I'm actually a little bit uptight with these guys.
Why?
They
What
had
have they
us
done
at-
now?
Look at this. These are the notes I get. I mean, just Gary, look at this. I'm supposed to read this. Tell you what, I've had it up to here. I'm going to have a meeting after this. We're going to sort it out. Catering is non-existent. But anyway, life is good. We're happy. Van der Linde boys. Then
What?
Unbelievable news. So the
Unbelievable
great
news.
news, Friday, you'll remember we had a bit of a chat with Kelvin and Sheldon van der Linde, and they were pretty cagey about their plans for what's happening this year and where they're racing. Now, both of them are contracted to, or were contracted to Audi, and that's Audi Germany. And the news broke today. They told us, but they had us under serious NDAs and under threats of kicking in various sensitive places if we let go what was happening. So they've both signed for Audi in
yes.
GT Masters.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is,
They
It's
are
Van der Linde
teaming.
squared.
They are teaming up
in GT Masters.
as two drivers.
Yep.
Okay. Of course, Calvin's got the big license. He's got the gold license,
Yeah.
and Sheldon is creeping
he's-
in there. He's sneaking in there very carefully. Okay. And so we got two South Africans heading up the Audi Challenge at GT Masters, and it's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be brilliant racing. And the good thing about alternative looks at motorsport and
Yeah.
ways of doing stuff,
Yes.
Gary, is that you might not be able to get GT Masters on mainstream television,
No.
but you
But-
can get it on.
iLab, we'll show you how to get it, and we'll show you stream it, so we'll be able to follow the adventures of the African guys, and you can watch as often as you want.
I think it's really exciting stuff. And for us, you know, we've followed endurance racing, we followed GT3 racing.
Yeah.
And you know what blows my brain is
What's
the
that?
business, well, many things, but in this particular instance, the business model for GT3 race or GT racing.
Yes.
So a manufacturer, you know, Gary, there's 200 Audi R8 GT3 cars that have been built.
Yes.
200.
Yes,
That's a lot of cars.
it is.
And these cars are racing throughout the world, and Audi Sport set up a customer division. So anybody with a bit of money and the right kind of connections can get on the waiting list and go and buy a GT3 car from Audi or from Ferrari or Aston Martin. We'll talk about that one.
Or Bentley.
Or Bentley, we'll talk about that,
that one, yes.
We'll talk about Ferrari. So there's GT3 racing is unbelievably exciting.
And-
Sheldon's testing in Sebring
This weekend, this coming weekend.
for beginning
For the-
of March is a Sebring
12
12
hours,
hours.
yeah.
And then we just move into GT3, GT4 and racing.
Yeah.
It's freaking awesome.
And it's going to happen here.
Yep.
All right.
So the
but
exciting
just before we get to telling everybody when and how it's all going to happen,
and what we're
I
going to
just
do.
want to say congratulations to a two-time South African world champion.
Yeah, we've got them.
Cork Bellington, that won on the World Championship on the 250 and a World Championship on the 350. This first race of
That's when
MotoGP.
there were two strokes,
And-
and there was a wire that they used to pull on the wire. That to
Colin, this is a family show.
oh, Gary, there was a wire that was linked to their wrist, so they used to twist the wrist.
Yeah, but
Nowadays,
yeah.
of course, on MotoGP, there's more. Do you know, Gary? Let's just go. We'll hold that thought.
I will.
Focus. Colin.
Focus.
So Cork Bellington is a legend in South African motorsport. Paddy Driver also on bikes, but Cork, when those things were wild beasts to ride, when they used to ride the bikes as wild beasts. I think it's absolutely fantastic that he's been inducted into the MotoGP Hall of Fame in Australia.
Oh, that's awesome news.
I think it's
Awesome
absolutely fantastic. Great recognition
Yeah.
for a superstar. He came out of Peter Maritzburg.
That's
wasn't
right. Peter Meredith, Pinetown area. He still works on odd bikes. He still tinkers with a lot of odd bikes. I don't know. I've
Gary,
never spoken to
He
the
must
guy.
be older than you.
Cork, if you're watching, sort him out. I didn't say a word. Okay. All right.
So just to go onto these bikes and
Yes.
rolling on the wire. Back in the day,
we had wire to control
you
things. Yes.
pulled on the wire or twisted, and it pulled on the wire, and it made the car go faster. Do you know
Not-
that there's more? There's less.
Isn't this a bike?
There's
Car with a
less
foot.
influence of a rider, the pilot,
Yeah.
on a MotoGP than in a Formula One.
True.
They've got traction control.
Yes.
They've got all sorts of electronics in
Yeah.
it. And it blows my brain. I think it's absolutely hilarious when the fanboys complain about Formula One car. No, the driver's not in charge. And then they say, oh, unlike real racing like MotoGP. But it doesn't actually matter.
No.
There's a guy sitting on this thing they are so brave.
Yeah.
And it's great entertainment.
It
and we
is.
love watching it.
It is.
That's what life's about.
Just before we go on,
There are people
Henny,
watching it.
Henny Groenewald has joined us. Henny, how's it to you? Nice of you to be
The
online.
G-Spot from Cape Town.
Yeah. And we've got Lee Phillips all the way from the islands.
You know, Henny Groenewald, Henny G,
Yeah.
is one of the most exciting drivers to watch because he's so nice and calm and, family man, and he's got the image
Yeah,
and all the rest
yeah.
of it. Gets in the car and the horns come out and he
Yeah.
can Robin is racing. Henny
And,
G gave us many, many years of entertainment.
A big up to Sheldon in the United States. Sheldon, thanks for the upends and
Well done, bro.
congratulations on this shirt. Make us proud.
And-
And all the best for Sebring, brother.
And we did keep it quiet. And thanks for putting that onus on us. And I tell you what, I'm really looking forward to seeing the Van der Linde Squared, the brothers in arms racing. I mean, it's damn awesome. But
So
now,
what- we can't call them square boys, no?
no. So Gary, apparently the note that I got via Bluetooth from production
Yes.
said that today's show is endurance.
Yes.
Does that mean that it lasts longer than 25 seconds, or is it?
We're going to 26 seconds.
It's like a long show, or we're talking about endurance racing. So I love endurance. I grew up a long time ago watching, and one of the best films ever was Steve McQueen in Le Mans. And it was a real racing, Porsche 917s, and then through to Porsche 956s, 962s, and all that other. Gary, what on earth is that?
Hey, we got a new toy for this race meeting, my friend.
Really?
Yes.
What's it about?
This
know-
is our new commentating device that we're going to use when we are doing pit lane commentary during the South African Endurance Championship. You want to try them on? Okay. When we do the South African Endurance Championship on Saturday, because
It's like a full face helmet.
yeah, okay. Well,
Rude.
hey, hang your head out there, hey.
No, but I can't hear you. Gary, these are pretty cool. Where do you get them?
No, these are from a company called ATS, and I would like to say thank you very much to the guys at ATS for lending us these things for this coming race weekend. And basically, guys, what this allows us to do, all right, is using the device that you're looking at us with. That means we can be hands-free with a microphone, have a good conversation with you guys out there, update you with everything while we make the camera work at the same time in the pit lane.
So
And-
we've got a gyroscope. Does the camera controlled by your eyes now, Gary?
We get in there, lad. We get in there.
But
We
do you
get
know
in
what
there.
ATS stands for? ATS Motorsport have been around since forever.
Yes.
Richard Leak, El Patron of ATS. Do you know what
That
it's?
doesn't spell ATS, El Patron, not ATS.
So he started importing stuff for motorsport. And there
Yes.
was a whole bunch of stuff. So what do you call his company? All types of stuff. I think
I'm
it's-
glad you got that out correctly.
It's
my
absolutely
bleep-
awesome.
my bleep
Guys,
pattern's not
I
working.
hope this works. Now, in theory, we can put a microphone in there and we can talk to people.
So
and with a-
just to give these guys a bit of an idea, this is actually a Bluetooth device which allows us to operate wirelessly with their various things. So if you guys can see that, it's made by 3M Peltor. So a big up to you guys out there. And any of you in racing, best headsets, communication in the world, made by these guys. So we will test them on Saturday, Colin. We're not going to be fast talking.
We.
You, us.
Okay, so that's another cool thing, is we spread our wings wide and far, and Saturday sees the start of the endurance racing season in South Africa.
And the South African Championship.
And South African Endurance Racing Championship, and it's full of GT3 cars. and GT4 cars, and GT5 cars,
and LMP stroke sports cars.
Cars.
All these exciting things. I
think it
wonder
is
how many people,
unreal.
actually a lot of people, okay? 500 people viewed what we did this afternoon watching a Jeanette being tested and shaken down.
500.
So, yeah. Thanks to all of you for watching that video.
Big ups, guys. Thank you
But
very much.
that gives you an idea of the type of sports cars that are in South Africa that are going to be participating. Now, besides that, I'm just going to give you a bit of a breakdown.
Can we, before you do the breakdowns,
yeah.
can we rewind?
Beep.
So, Saturday, the 24th of February, 19 or whatever year we're in, 2018, Welkom Phakisa Raceway. There's racing that starts around about 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
There's the 6-hour endurance race starts at 11:30, I think.
No, the pit lane opens for 11:30. We'll do the national anthem, and then we go speed racing.
We've got to learn the words again, Gary. So just spread the word wide and far. We're going to do some reporting from the Wii. I use the Royal Wii because one of us has been thrown into the deep end with all of the stuff. I'll have the production crew with me, and apparently they'll guide me through everything and what to do. And we're going to try and give you a bit of a background, a pit lane look, have a look behind the scenes of, as we do in our alternative view of motorsport, Dirty Sweat.
Very much like we're doing
this
now.
for SA Endurance Series.
We'll be in and out of the pits. We'll be watching pit stops and that sort of thing. Unfortunately, there won't be any live streaming, but we will keep you up to date.
No, we're going to stream interviews and stuff cars coming in.
No, but what I mean by live streaming, there won't be race live streaming, so you won't see the racing. But we'll give you the times, what the guys are doing, how many pit stops they're going to do, what drivers are changing in what cars. So it's going to be like you'd be at a normal race and listening to commentators, excepting we are live on Facebook.
So there's three things that I'm really looking forward to.
My favorite friend has just logged in.
Which one?
Mr. Michael Lupini. Good afternoon, Michael. Nice to have you with us, sir.
Buongiorno, signori.
And old friend,
the
big guy on the bike, Ted Barbier. Good to have you. Good to have you with us. Please let us know when you're going to do that crazy thing we talked about, running off to Dakar and taking all of us fancy people with you in a Lonnie air-conditioned unit.
That's what they say. So there's three things, Gary. Focus on endurance. Eh? Okay. There's three things that I'm looking forward to this weekend.
Yeah.
Number one, the GT cars and proper GT racing in South Africa. You know, we've got
full-blown FIA homologated GT cars.
Yeah, and they're going to run to the FIA rules with restrictors and stuff and all
exactly
of
as it is.
So you know, just in the GT racing in South Africa.
Yeah.
There's a Bentley in South Africa.
That's right.
There's a Ferrari. There's an Aston Martin.
Ferrari,
a couple of Ferraris.
Yeah.
Okay. Not the 488, but hey, somebody bring us a 488. We really want to check it out.
I'm pretty sure and Dolly Motorsport find a buyer for one and it'll arrive here soon.
I'll tell you what, the biggest collection of GT cars in South Africa
in one garage
must be in Vereeniging. Awesome.
Take my hat off to those guys. I managed to put it together, and basically when I look at the entries over here, just about every car that's in that workshop will be at the track on this weekend. So if you want to really see some exciting cars, guys, make sure you get to Phakisa this weekend. It's going to be awesome.
There's a whole lot of Hitlerwagens there, the Porsches.
Yeah.
Great. I see Porsche just launched another 911 GT3 RSI. What?
They're trying to keep up with Ferrari with a 488.
Man. So there's a green car and a red car. That's absolutely awesome stuff. Gotta love it. And so there's the GT cars.
Yeah.
And these are Alpaca GT, like we see. I'd love for Ford to bring one of their cars in here. How cool would that be? Hello, anybody from Ford?
No.
Really cool to bring a Ford.
And Audi. We need an R8 or an R10 in this country.
I'll tell you what, so there's all these cool cars. So, how greedy are we, huh? So they've got a whole lot of cool cars, but we want more. Yes. So there's two races for the GT cars in Welkom this weekend. There's a sprint race, which is kind of cool. So you get it's not just an endurance race. There's sprint race for GT, and they can also go and run in the 6 hour. In the 6 hour.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing. The other thing, I'm saving the best for last, or maybe the oldest for last.
Are you going to surprise me with something now that I don't know?
Gary, I'll always surprise you, hey?
Here we go. Another shock coming.
Yeah. So the other thing I'm looking forward to is the the sports car battle.
Oi.
Yes, a couple of Ginettas and a Ligier.
Two.
Now we saw and there's two, I think there's three Ginettas. There's the open Ginetta, and then there's the closed sports car that we saw this afternoon.
That's
testing.
a sports car.
Yeah.
Then there's the GT style Ginetta.
Yeah, but that's the one that the Toppies are riding. My grandfather.
You know, we're going to mention the names just now,
Yeah.
and by the time we get down there, these two guys are going to get hold of you. And
I can
sort
run
you
faster than them, eh?
Yeah, but
it'll be like a wheelchair.
But one of them can drive faster than you, so be
both
careful.
of them, eh? Both of them. So that GT, I mean the sports car, that we saw this afternoon, Simon Murray's car.
Yeah, that was out there, and that was being driven. That was being driven by Gavin Cronje. Did you know?
Yep.
Did you know that Gavin Cronje is a world champion?
Yes.
In
I know
what?
everything.
In what?
In karts, Gary.
Go karts.
Well, no, you don't.
Because if you said horse-drawn kart,
No,
we know that
karts,
Gavin's not going to do that because he can't ride
And
a
you
horse.
know that Gavin also drove the A1
That's right.
car for South Africa, and he was wearing his A1 overalls today. I was completely shocked that
Because they actually look like ANC overalls.
they kind of fitted in. So Gavin, well done on the diet and keep it up. I see you've got about a few kilos to get rid of before that is a proper LMP spec car. Carbon fiber tub, ground effects, and all sorts of electronics and dials and goes back to the business of motorsport.
Yeah.
And we sort of touched a little bit on it in the GT racing. And with the classification of drivers.
Yes.
So you've got gold, silver, and platinum drivers
Yeah.
ranked according to different levels of speed and experience.
Mm-hmm.
And in each of the endurance races throughout the world, apart from the pro category, you have to have an AM or one of the lower spec drivers in the car.
Yeah.
And some of them call them gentleman drivers. These are guys who, since history of motor cars these are the gentlemen with money, who some people call them pay drivers today.
Yeah.
What have Niki Lauda,
Yeah.
Fernando Alonso,
Ayrton Senna.
what have they got in common?
They were paid drivers.
They were pay drivers.
Yeah.
So, guys, motorsport thrives on money. It needs money to survive. They weren't pay drivers all the time, but those are three great names of pay drivers. So let's stop trashing the pay drivers. So back to GT and sports car racing.
Yeah.
The cars are built solid and bulletproof. They generally don't break unless you hit something.
Yeah.
Another car or a bit of the scenery. And they're designed to be relatively accommodating to drive for
Yeah.
a non-super skilled driver. So a super skilled driver will wring the neck out of the thing.
Correct.
And bring the proper
Yeah.
times. The non-skilled driver, someone like I, would be able to drive it reasonably and
Yeah.
get relatively close and relatively safe. And one of the interesting things in this Ginetta, the G57,
Yeah.
it's got a big Chevy V8 engine in the back of it that makes lots of grunt and beautiful sounds. But there's all sorts of different controls that you can put on it. A control for the ABS brakes, so that you can dial it into having mega ABS.
Depending on track conditions and how you find
And
things.
also
Okay.
for, in general, a pro driver will not want that much ABS. He'll be able to bring the tires, all four tires, closer to the limit
Yeah.
than a gentleman. And it's also got adjustable traction control. So you've got all these cool things and very well laid out cockpits nowadays. And the GT3 cars have also got this. So you've got the GT3 cars, and then you've got GT4, which are a little bit more standard. But they're still proper racing cars.
That's
and
right.
then in South Africa, the guys at the SA Endurance Series have called it GT5, and these are for some of the trophy cars, like the Ferrari trophy, the Porsche trophy,
The Lamborghini Trofeo
Trofeo
cars,
cars, so that at least they can still get out there and drive. But
That's correct.
And they sound so good.
Yeah. But
But
besides,
it's endurance racing.
Yeah, but besides, just sticking to sports cars, there are two Ligiers that arrived in December.
Yeah.
They are the JS53 Evos.
Yep.
Okay.
These are open roof cars.
That's right. And one of the drivers is going to be driving one of you has actually just joined us online over here. Now, where are you going? James, welcome. Thanks. We'll keep on trying to do a good show. Now, James Forbes is driving this car with a guy called Fritz Kleinholz.
Yeah.
And that's a typical sort of pro-am thing type of thing, because James is a little bit quicker than Fritz, but Fritz is a guy that actually is very constant, very reliable driver. So that's the type of guy you actually want in this car when things are running smooth, and he just pops his lap times in on the button all the time.
So those are the bits that make endurance racing so
That's
lacking.
correct, yeah.
You can be super quick and then go off and break the car or destroy its brakes or its tires, and then spend a whole bucket of time in the pits. And I just want to, when we get to the third of the things that I wanted to talk about,
Yes.
I just want to share my thoughts
Yeah, with pleasure.
on general endurance racing strategy. So those Ligier, you've got the Ligier and also Ginetta that are, the
Yeah.
Ginetta is the G55 that my third point comes to. This has got to be the oldest racing team in the
In the country.
entire world. In fact, in the world.
Serious?
Yeah. If you add their ages together, I think you get to 185.
You're lucky none of them are online at the moment.
So you've got Super Van, Sorel van der Merwe, a true, absolute legend of motorsport. Nobody in motorsport doesn't know the guy. No,
That's
who
in the
he is.
Ginetta 55.
The 55,
Yeah.
which is more of it's like a modified saloon. It's a GD4 car. It's got a roof. They raced this thing at Paul Ricard. It's a proper car.
Yeah.
And so old man Sorrel, the Silver Fox, is driving with another legend, true legend of back in the day of building cars and modifying them and making them go like super fast Jeff Mortimer. So Sorrel and Jeff in that
He
car.
threw a couple of spanners for you, eh?
Yeah,
I did say four.
he ran a Primera touring car for me, and it was probably the finest time of racing ever in my life. And one of the
Isn't he you were telling the story, isn't he the guy that every time you came in after going out and doing something and you did a lousy job, Jeff would whistle at the crowds and not even pay attention to
basically you just walk away and sort of give you the cold shoulder, and you knew immediately. You didn't have to talk to him. You just knew that you'd screwed up. He'd delivered a proper car. But now hold on, Jeff is the guy. There are a couple of things that bring chills to my blood. Sorrel van der Merwe in an Audi Quattro rally car.
That's right,
The
yeah.
short wheelbase car in the forests of Swaziland at 3 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
with that thing whistling and popping and banging, and it was absolutely magnificent. That's the one thing
Yeah.
about Sorrel. The other is
and then you could go from there and jump in
jump
the
into
endurance
into
car,
that March '88.
yes, and then go and whistle.
And-
That's the fastest pool cleaner in the world. Do you know that?
Damn straight. And then another guy. There's another connection with that march
Yeah.
and the '88. Kenny Howes, who is still running. I think he works for Hendricks
Yes,
in
that's
America.
right. He's a South African.
And
isn't
Tony
he?
Martin,
That's right.
also involved there. So on the backdraft. So those are the things with Sorrel, is that march and the Quattro. And then Jeff's not the tallest oak in the world.
Okay.
And he was pivotally involved in Chev Can-Am racing and development. And picturing Jeff in a Can-Am with
That's right.
barely seeing over the steering wheel with a wheel cocked in the air, driving it sideways, foot buried, that's Mortimer. And he was incredibly versatile. A rally champion,
Yeah.
and a track racing champion, and somebody who never screwed the car. And both of them, they might not be the quickest in terms of ultimate speed now, but you cannot discount them in an endurance race. They have experience for hundreds of years between them.
Yeah.
They've got the mechanical empathy and enough nous to be able to run quick lap times in the traffic, not damage the car, look after the car.
Yeah.
So, which brings me to some pointers. So you really got to watch those old guys.
It's going to be an interesting race.
It's going
That's
to
all
be
I can say.
absolutely fascinating. So, the testing that we saw today was basically a shakedown after a complete rebuild of that Ginetta, and it's a full carbon fiber tub. and if you look at it from the outside, it looks rather like a Lamar prototype sports car, but it doesn't run exactly to LMP2 rules, which are only for a certain number of manufacturers and one engine manufacturer.
Yeah.
So they run a Chevy, bloody huge Chevy engine, which is de-stressed completely. So essentially, it can run a whole season without needing too many rebuilds.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about the engine. You don't have to worry about the gearbox.
Yeah.
The car is probably over-engineered from a speed point of view, but it is engineered from an endurance point of view.
Correct.
And those are the fundamental issue of endurance racing is not to stop or to
Correct.
stop as little as possible.
Yeah.
There's stories about Lamar and when Audi won the Lamar, I think the one that Alan McNish scribbled in completely, they won it through fewer pit stops.
That's right.
So the concept is make fewer pit stops, make the pit stops shorter, and don't screw the car.
And also drive intelligently so you do not burn unnecessary fuel.
Don't burn the fuel, don't
Yeah.
screw the brakes. Most of the cars, in fact all of them, should make 6 hours on a set of brake pads.
Yeah.
They're limited to 100 liters of fuel in the car. So again, you now got to look at that. Do you run with 100 liters of fuel in the car and have fewer pit stops?
Yeah.
Or do you run with less fuel in the car, maybe run a little bit quicker, and maybe have one more pit stop? So those are the interesting things from a team management.
Then there's
point
other
of view.
classes, but just before we go to that, and Jackie, I will answer your question. Just want to say to Brett Robinson and Charlotte Rengis, great to have you guys online. And then Donovan Eber, you guys asked, he's asking about, do you remember that Bailey Edwards built an LMP car?
They built a sports car
Do you no,
to LMP
standard.
rules.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
asking what's happened to it. Now I happen to know what's there.
Gary,
All right.
tell us.
No, it's very simple. Engine builder didn't get the engine fixed in time and done in time, so it won't be ready for this first round. But the guys are hoping to try and get it ready for the second round.
That was a very pretty car. That
It is.
I remember spending some time in their workshop in Kempton Park, looking at it. It was neat, well designed, but it's an old design now. Hey, that car's sort of 5-6 years old, and some of the
but
cars coming out.
at least it was
it's
a
another sports car.
a
Yeah.
South African attempt at building an LMP car. Just by the way, Henny's watching you. Henny van der Linde, eh?
I tell you what, I would love to see Sorrel, Jeff, and Henny
In a car together.
in a car together. I think there's 300 years of experience in there. They'll modify that thing completely and make it much faster. They won't crash,
Yeah.
and it'll be one hell of a fun party afterwards.
Right,
Because Jeff Mortimer
Yeah.
is a red wine connoisseur. He knows stuff about red wine that red wine.
Do you know who's
make.
sharing that car with those two gentlemen?
No, I don't, Gary.
Greg Mills.
Tell me about Greg Mills, Gary, because I don't know. I can't even read. Because check it
No,
this.
no. Greg Mills.
This is
Yeah.
what production gives us.
Greg Mills is a South African guy based in Cape Town that brought this Janetta, this G55, into the country. Played around with it in Cape Town for a little bit, then put the team together. It was Sorrel van der Merwe. One of the Wilford boys went over. Old man Wilford went over as team mechanic, and they went to go and race in
was a
endurance
Paul
racing
Rickard,
overseas. Yeah, and the car was covered with a leopard skin
Yeah.
bonnet and all that sort of stuff. And the guys went down there and they did pretty well for considering. And no offense to drivers, please don't get me wrong. They were up against GT qualified drivers, qualified LMP boys. The boys where the Van der Lindes had just got to, and they showed themselves very well in that whole experience. And
I remember watching that.
Yeah.
It was endurance race. I can watch a 24-hour race. I mean, it's hard as a spectator. As a driver, it's got to be even harder.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely fascinating watching the ebb and the flow through the night and through early dawn into happy hour when the air is nice and cold and the cars really get going. So that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to. The chess game. So we got the 3 pointers. We've got the sports cars. We've got the GT4 or the GT cars, and we've got the
No, they've been come
old
down.
men.
No.
I'm talking about my 3 points, Gary.
Your 3
Yeah,
points.
these are mine.
But you're missing out the feeding channel to this whole thing, all right? And that is
Yeah.
guys that are driving what they call Class V in South African endurance racing. These are things like an Alfa Romeo Giulietta.
Class V.
Yeah.
These are sports racing cars up to 1,999 cc's, restricted and on application. So those are
So
the
you
things
can-
like
you can
Sports
read the script.
2000. Yeah, but I need magnifying glass.
Okay, fine.
Those Class B, those are an A and B, the saloon cars. There's
Yeah,
an Arnold
they-
Chatz Alpha.
Yeah, there's South Africa, Alfa Romeo in South Africa. They've put together this race car.
Yeah.
It's a new 2018 model. Last year it was a red car, for anybody who can remember, number 5. It was driven by Bradley Scorer and Theo van Vieren. This year, the car's got a white nose. So they've actually, if you have a look at the launch of the Alfa Formula 1 car,
How cool
it
is that?
looks
We've got
very
the-
similar.
the-
So hats off to you guys. You jumped us because I saw
Well
the
done.
photographs 2 weeks before we saw the Alfa photographs. I mean, not at the Alfa Formula 1 photographs.
Yeah.
So they're down there, and then you got guys coming in there. There's even a Toyota, an S4 Toyota, being run by Eric Solomon. It's a 1600cc car.
There's a Golf GDI,
Yeah,
Golf 1.
that's right. And then
And actually,
we've actually got a diesel. Alfa Romeo South Africa has entered a Fiat diesel. Okay, and this has been entered by a Fiat Punto diesel, and it's been driven by Keegan Ward, Trevor Tuck, and
Patrick Gearing.
Patrick Gearing, yeah. And that's a 1900cc turbocharged Fiat. So we got all sorts of things going on.
Gary, I'm not a diesel racing car fan. I mean, I think the concept is. Right, so then also, I'll tell you, there's another one here, Clippy's Kricha,
Yes,
in a 7 low cost.
yeah.
That's not a low cost 7, let me tell you that.
What do you know about that car that doesn't make it a low cost 7?
Clippy's and is
Gerard
renowned
Smith.
for making, and yeah, Gerard Smith is making proper
Power.
7s go
Very, very
he
quickly.
actually had in one of his
Yeah.
7s, he had a full BMW touring car driveline in it, motor, sequential gearbox. That thing was F for fast. It was absolutely
I'm
fantastic.
glad you
So-
got that right. I thought you were going to start doing something else in the show.
I can't do that. So there's another GT3. There's Brian Martin is there.
Yeah.
I tell you what. And check, you see, they made the writing a little bit bigger for me. And then my other favorite car
Yes.
is Hubi van Malta in a 1976 Mercedes 280 CE.
E.
My butt. 6 cylinders of wheel wagging in the air. Fucking awesome stuff. Trevor Tuck is in that Punto. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
got that right, Trevor.
Tuck in the Punto, yes.
And it's going to be awesome, Gary.
And then there's another very exciting guy. You guys have got to get to watch this kid drive, all right? We've got young Stewie White,
yeah.
who's been overseas and driving the French Formula 4 season. He's been over and done a couple of tests. He just come back from a test which unfortunately he finished top in driver, but overall driving skills and things like that, 1 or 2 guys beat him, so he didn't get the drive this year.
And he couldn't speak French.
I've never asked him if he can speak French.
I'll tell you what, and it goes to what the Van der Linders were telling us. Learn the home language. If you're going to go and race overseas,
Yeah.
we're going to the Free State. What are we going to talk?
Free State. We're going to talk Free State.
My butt. No, sorry, that's 4 ways.
No, that's...
So, carry on. Tell us more about Stewie.
All right.
Because this is another proper
Yeah.
car that's going to
Okay.
be interesting.
And he's driving a converted Formula Renault 3 V6, all right, and it's got a spoiler on the front, and it looks like a proper endurance car. It's got basically taken a Formula 3000 Renault 3000
Yeah.
and converted into an endurance car.
I think it's fantastic. Put mud guards on it,
Yeah,
some lights,
yeah,
a flick on the back, and go like hell. Now that is a single-seater
Yeah.
that's designed for sprint races.
that's right.
They were really, really quick last year when they ran, a similar car ran. Mm-hmm. So now the balance between speed, reliability, gearbox,
That's it.
brakes, tires, there's a lovely balance going on there.
But he's
I think it's
partnered
gonna
by
be
he's
fantastic.
partnered by a guy with a lot of experience, Craig Jarvis. Now I
Yep.
don't know if you remember who Craig Jarvis was. Unfortunately, Craig I did see the end result of your Ferrari, and I'm glad to see you back in the car. It's awesome to have you back on the track again. By the way, just those who don't know, that was a massive accident at the beginning of last year at Kyalami, where the Ferrari came together with the Porsche, and the Ferrari flipped a couple of times and was written off. And he's joined by Stephen Young.
I was going to ask what led up to that incident, but I won't.
No.
There's some
We're not
things,
going there.
There's some, okay, road closed. Moving
Road
along.
closed, yeah.
So you were telling us more about the entry list that I just see a bright light there, Gary.
No, then that second Ligier, just to give you some idea, these Ligiers are also pucker cars. It's a full carbon fiber body, all right, with carbon fiber mixed plastic body coverings and all that sort of stuff. And
there's all the beautiful bits of machine stuff and the push rods and rockers and
and it's got a 2-liter Honda motor, all right, with a sequential gearbox,
so
and these things are
it's a
quick.
sequential. It's going to sound magnificent.
Yeah. Now the one is driven by James and Fritz Kleinhans.
Yeah.
All right. These guys are up here in Johannesburg. The second one is driven by Nick Adcock and his crew and Michael Jensen. Now, for you don't know, remember Michael Jensen? Michael Jensen was the first
Denmark.
guy.
Notes.
Michael Jensen lives in Mozambique. He does a lot of logistics business up in Mozambique. Now, Michael Jensen was the first guy that brought a Formula rental car, put it onto endurance grid, and modified everything. Okay.
That was the one that ran. It also ran at Volcom.
That's right. It was that black one with the orange wings and
I thought it was
orange
pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, that car's not running. There's another one that's running, and that was run by the guys at Fantastic Racing.
Yeah.
You know, Fantastic Racing, those who don't know, they put these things together where you can
See,
learn to drive.
finally, our lighting people get together and decide to sort stuff out. There's Andre Bezaden at Franco Scribanti in a Juno Nissan.
That's right.
I wonder what Duncan Foster's got a Juno Jag. And how cool. I mean, there's another car that can come. But bottom line of...
Sounds like, what's his name, Dux have arrived. What's your mate in PE?
Graham Duxbury.
No, in PE.
Oh no, those are Hardy Dars. They're like flying rats. They're vermin.
No, your friend in
Sparky. Sparky, the best Opel mechanic in the world. So Gary,
and
it's going to be.
I see Etienne's also keeping an eye on us.
I tell you what, I'm so proud of those Van der Linde kids, and in fact that whole family, and it's brought back super memories and stuff. So it's going to be really good. Gary, we said that this was an endurance program.
And we're running into endurance time now.
It's I don't know how we need energy drinks to survive.
That's
all
right.
of this because my brain is. So I'm really looking forward to
talking
Volcom.
about that, why don't we just ask somebody out there? Anybody of you know anybody that can supply energy drinks when we do these shows? Oh, let us know. Send us a couple of cases.
Is an unashamed commercial plug.
Why
Go
not?
Gary, I love your work. Eh?
This costs you me a lot of money.
Well, it's the production team that costs money.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's an executive producer, a director, a makeup chick, lighting,
Maybe we should start doing
cameraman.
like South African government and start trimming a couple of
No. I'll tell you what. So Saturday, 24th in Volcom. We're going to be there on Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
We're going to give a bit of a flavor of the warm-up.
All that
We're
sort
going
of
to
thing.
We're going to talk to somebody pretty cool down there as well. Big man in motorsport. Literally.
Okay. This is a surprise for me. Don't tell me because I like surprises.
Well, apparently, you under NDA for it. You're not allowed to. But I was told this afternoon. And then you're going to desert me and leave me on my own with a production crew, and we're going to film this thing. So really looking forward to it. That was another episode of Dirty Sweat. Remember,
Thanks for watching, guys.
Comments, queries,
Yeah.
down the bottom.
You
Write
get-
them down. Suggestions.
Yeah.
Um,
Things you'd like us to get up to in the future?
I still want.
Careful, guys. I know what some of you when I say that how your minds are going.
I still want production to set up that walk through Van der Linde's workshop with the old man.
Okay, so we got both. Actually, we got all three on board. Etienne's watching,
Yeah,
Sean's watching, Henny's watching.
guys, we want to
Official
talk to you.
request.
Please, can you
Invite us to your workshop.
Can you get your people to get all of our people, and then let's hook up and love to have a bit of a chat with her. We've done the kids, now let's do the parents. Gary, I think that's about it.
That's
because
it.
we're running out of all ideas and stuff. We've got to keep something in the tank for Saturday.
Yeah, that's right.
Really looking forward to it. Thanks for joining us. We will see you on Friday.
Yeah, there'll be some crossings Friday. Guys, just stay tuned. They'll be popping up in different intervals. I'm not going to warn you all about it. Just stay with us. There'll be timing. There'll be our live
Focus,
commentary.
guys, focus.
Yeah, and do join us. It's going to be an absolute party on Saturday. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys. Absolutely awesome. We'll see you next time. Now, Gary goes and talks to the cameraman who's gone on strike because he's got to pay more for his petrol and his VAT. And oh man. Well done, Gary.